like this or that. People flock to museum like never before, so they must have their motivate. But when it comes to art, people get strangely afraid to ask directly what it might all be for, because well, everyone expects you might know the answer already. It's perhaps obvious, it's perhaps too complicated. The result is an awkward silence and a lot of confusion, but maybe it shouldn't be that hard to say what are five things that art might be able to do for us. It's an obvious but a striking fact that the most popular work of art in the world show pretty things, happy people, flower in spring, blue sky. This is the top-selling postcard in the world from the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Enthusiasm for prettiness world stereotypes a lot. They wonder, have people forgotten what life is really like? But that seems a misplaced worry. We need pretty things close to us, not because we're in danger of forgetting the bad stuff, but because terrible problems weigh so heavily on us. That's we're in danger of slipping into despair and depression. That's why pretty things matters. It's an unable of hope, which is an achievement. What often requires us to put on a cheerful face, but bent to the surface, there is a lot of sadness and regret that we can't express from fear of seeing weak or a loser. One thing art can do is reassure us of the normality of pain. It can be sad with, and for us, some of the worst regretted work of art have been love for their capacity to make the pain that's inside all of us more publicly visible and available, like putting on a sad piece of music. Some work art don't have to depress us, rather they can give us the welcome feeling that pain is part of the human condition. Art fights the force between it, and that's therefore we should never aggravate sadness by feeling we must be freakish simply for expressing it quite a lot. All of us are a little unbalanced in some way. We are too emotional, too masculine or too feminine, too calm or too excitable. The art we love is frequently something we are drawn into because it comprehends us for what we lack. It counterbalances us when we are moved by a work of art. It may be because it contains constrainable dose of qualities we need more of in our lives. Perhaps it's full of the serenity we admire but don't have enough of. Perhaps it's got the trendedness we long for, but that our jobs and relationships are currently lacking. Or perhaps it suffered with the pain and drama we have had to stiff but want to get in touch with, something the whole society falls in love with. A center style in art because it's trying to rebalance itself, like French in the late 18th century that wanted David as a. The media is constantly giving us hints about what's glamorous and important. Art also tells us about what's glamorous and important, but fortunately, given that you weren't invited again to the Oscar this year, it's usually picked on some very different important themes. Artists aren't falsely glamorizing things that are better ignored. They justly teasing out a value that's being neglected by a world with a deeply distorted and unfair sense of what truly matters. Nothing seems further from good art than propaganda, the sort encouraging you to fight or what government to support. But one way to think about the arts is that it is a sort of propaganda in the sense of a tool that motivates and some of the most important analysis emotion and attitude in the world, which is use its skills to make newly applying and accessible. It's be propaganda about the simple life, about the need to abandon one's horizons, or about a more playful, tender approach to life. It's a force that stands up for the best side of human nature and gives them a platform and an authority in a noiseless, distract world. For too long, art has attracted a little too much reverence and multitude for its own good. What is your name?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Peter George and I am from Greece.
What do you understand by art in your own opinion?
Okay, in my opinion, art is defined as a feeling that creates a different view about the world. Whether it is inspired by other people's work or an invention that is entirely new. Also, art is the beauty that makes someone feels positive and grateful. So this is art in my opinion.
How has art impacted your life?
I remember a story about this. When I was 12, I remember that artist in our local church, he was painting for St. George on the wall of the church, and I can still remember how beautiful that painting was, and I knew it then, I knew it when I saw it. I knew that I love paintings, I love arts, I just love it.
So hello everyone, today I have with me,
I'm Vanessa.
and before we get started, please would you mind telling us your full name?
My name is Vanessa Wilfred.
Okay, there are some certain questions I want to ask. So what was it like, or what do you remember most about your school?
Actually, during my school days, it was so much fun because I get to meet my friends, like most especially after school day or school time, school hours. We get to hang out and play football, play basketball, and also I joined some clubs in the school, like the singing clubs, dancing clubs, and so on and so forth. So I really enjoyed my school days.
Okay, that's nice. What was the first job you had?
Wow. My very first job was a kind of nanny or something like that in the nursery, because I decided to try. I love kids, so I decided to go try handle them. Like I started with a toddler, and I get to change their diaper, get to feed them. It was an amazing experience, I would say.
Okay, how did you learn how to do this kind of work?
Actually, I never had any experience, but you know, you have to give it a try, and I gave it up. I actually did work out. Art, I think, in my own opinion, or what I think art is, it's nature.
Okay.
Like, within the creation, God's creation itself, it's art. Art is a way you express your feelings. It's a way you express your emotions. Art can be like dancing, not just painting like the normal way we know. Art can be dancing, music, sculptures. Sometimes kids that are toddlers express their feelings through art. So it's a way you express yourself. That is art.
Are you interested in art?
Yeah, I'm interested in art because I have a little collection of artworks. Very cheap ones actually, not expensive ones.
How did you become interested in art?
Okay, actually, one time I went to the beach and I got to pick shells from the beach. So I decided to create an art using the shells. Like I used it on a kind of a wallpaper or something, and it turned out amazing. And